Just 2 years ago, the streets of New York hosted protests against the police. Now, this deep public support of law enforcement. So, what happened here? How has public sentiment toward police seemingly changed so drastically? I spoke with Dr. Frank Straub, an expert in psychology and law enforcement, to find out what's happened in the US since the murder of George Floyd.
The pendulum shifted very quickly to police reform and elimination of the police and defunding of the police.
Some on the left were associated with the defund movement, while the right backed police. Think back to the mayors who defunded their police departments. New York's Bill de Blasio and San Francisco's London Breed, for example, both Democrats. While that reaction to Floyd's death spread, so did COVID, bringing illness, death, and a newly restricted way of life.
We know that COVID has certainly impacted mental health in our young people as well as in all of us. We know that it's had a profound effect on policing. It's claimed lives of 300 police officers in 2021.
So take communal trauma, deteriorating mental health, and add another factor: guns.
There's tremendous availability of firearms and maybe not enough education in terms of how to safeguard those firearms and how firearms should be used properly.
This mix of emotion and deadly weapons led to a rise in violent crime across the country.
And I think we recognize that the police have to be the primary response agency. They're the experts.
Might be why 3 out of 4 Americans attribute the rise in violent crime to the defund movement, according to a Politico Morning Consult poll. So now the pendulum swings back as people look to law enforcement with support for improvement. That's why our president and other Democrats are making a serious effort to support police.
We shouldn't be cutting funding for police departments. I propose increasing funding. Look, we ask cops to do everything, including be psychologists and social workers. Guess what? They need psychologists and social workers.
However, other Dems are sticking with the defund movement.
And defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets because we're trying to save lives.
But isn't everyone really saying the same thing? That money needs to go toward hiring experts in mental health to serve communities? It's really just a matter of hiring these social workers and psychologists within police departments or redirecting funding so other agencies can. I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments and make sure you hit the Straight Arrow Bias Meter.